Hello and welcome to EADTV. These videos are for you if you are curious about how the EAD10 can help you, or you're an existing owner and you want to find out how to do more. Ralph Mesh has done German language versions of these videos, which can be found in the link below, and we're going to cover everything we can to do with EAD10. If there's something you think we've missed off, just put it in the comments below and we'll put it into a video. Right, so let's go right back to the beginning and just have a look at exactly what the EAD10 is. So exactly what is the EAD10? Well, the EAD10 is an audio capture device, which means that it takes the sound of your acoustic drum kit and lets you do things to it. Now, normally when we talk about audio capture or recording, we think about microphones, and that is how we normally mic a kit, how we normally record a kit. With normal microphones, the microphones are on the outside pointing inwards. But with the EAD, the microphones are on the inside pointing outwards, which means you get less room sound and you get a closer sound of the drums, which means you can do a little bit more with them and you get a cleaner sound. So it's, at its simplest, a microphone system for drums. But after that, it's up to you what you do with them. It's incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, hardware-wise, the actual physical parts of it, there's two different parts. There's the sensor, which is this, which goes on the bass drum, hoop, and inside there are two microphones, and they pick up the whole of the kit, from the bass drum to the cymbals, the snare, the hi-hat, the toms, everything. This picks up the sound of those. And on the back, there's two sockets, two jack sockets, and it comes with a double cable, which you plug into the back, and then at the other end, plugs into the back of the module, which is this, the EAD10 module. And the double cable plugs in here, and your headphone goes in there, and you turn this on, and you start playing, and then the world is your oyster. It really depends on what you want to do. The module allows you to add on effects to the sound of your drum kit. You can have it completely unaffected if you want, but what this allows you to do is to add on different sorts of effects. There's lots of effects built into this. So if you want to have your drum kit sounding like you're playing in a big hall, you can just turn the first knob here, which is reverb, and you can add reverb on. It could be a big reverb, a small reverb, make it sound like you're in a big room, a small room, a hall, a canyon, anything you want. Then you've got a middle knob, which is called effect, and this is your choice of effect. But most of the time, for most people, this would be something called compression. And compression squashes the signal slightly, so it makes it sound more like a recorded track. It makes the quiet notes louder and it makes the louder notes quieter. So it just makes everything a little bit more dense. It glues the drum sound together. And using this, you can make your drum kit sound in lots of different ways, however you want to suit you. There are 50 presets, and these cover all different sorts of things, but you can also store 200 of your own settings, or scenes as they are called. And a scene is your settings, your drum kit sound through the microphones, plus whatever effects you want to put on it. If that was all it did, that'd be great. But it does a lot more. Now, built into the sensor here is a trigger, and the trigger picks up the vibration of the bass drum through the bass drum hoop, and it allows you to trigger a sound when you play the bass drum. So this could be a tambourine, it could be another bass drum sound, it could be a low electronic sub sound or something like that, just to give yourself a little bit more low end to your drum kit sound. It really depends on what you need to do. There's sounds built into the module, and you can also put 100 of your own sounds in as well. So you can have your own custom sounds added on. If that's all it did, that'd be pretty amazing. But you can also add on more triggers. So if you have a trigger like this is a DT50 S trigger, you can put that onto your toms, onto your snare drum, and you can also trigger sounds from there. There's more trigger inputs on the back of the module, so you just connect your triggers to your module with a normal jack-to-jack cable. And every time you hit your tom or your snare drum, you can trigger another sound. That could be somebody else's drum sound, that could be percussion, that could be the built-in sounds. It's really up to you. So as well as your own drum sound through the microphones, you can add in another layer of samples, so it will trigger as well. Now, then what you can do is you can take this whole sound and you can store it as one scene. So like I was saying, you can store 200 of your own scenes, which is everything. So it's your metronome setting, it's your samples, it's your microphone settings, it's your click tempo and everything else like that, all in each scene. You've got 200 of those. But if you want more, you can just plug in a USB drive into the back and you can store more onto there. Simple as that. So you have limitless settings. So if you're using EAD for, maybe you're using it for a gig, maybe you're playing at a pub and you want to mic your kit and you're using EAD, you can have every single track you play can have a different drum sound if you want to. Most drummers don't. Most drummers will just have one sound. But if you want to have a different drum sound for every single song, you can do. So it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. We've just talked about using it for live, but if you're using it for practice at home, you can have your headphones on, complete with a nice recorded drum sound, and it means that you're not damaging your hearing by playing, and you can just play as normal perfectly. You can use it for teaching. So you could have this running as you're teaching and it will record. We haven't even got onto recording yet. So what you can do is you can use the EAD as a recorder and it will record you playing your drums. And now you can either record directly into the module or you can plug in a USB drive and you can record up to an hour and a half of your own playing. So you could record a gig, you could record a lesson, as we just said, or anything else like that. Or you can connect EAD to your computer and you can record directly into your computer. So the options are limitless. They really, really are. Then with the latest software, which is free and available from the Yamaha website, you can do things like TalkBack. And what TalkBack is especially in the current situation, you can use the EAD as a teaching tool. You can connect the EAD module to a laptop or to a computer, and you can go onto Skype or Zoom or FaceTime or anything else like that. And you can actually have a one-to-one lesson with someone, a remote lesson, but you only need the EAD. And when it comes to talking to the other person, you just press one button and you can talk to them through the sensor. So it really depends on what you need to do, whether it's educational, teaching, practice, making videos, which we haven't come on to, using the app, Rec and Share app, gigging, miking your kit, recording at home. The EAD does the whole lot. As you can see, it's pretty powerful, but in these videos, we're going to look at each part separately and show you just what you can achieve with the EAD10.